right! Hello, everybody! Hello, GA, Spoon Dwellers, Armagus, OA, and Eblis. Welcome back to Double. Last time, Mashiro made Salyu feel at home. We learned a bunch of things about Salyu in that she has some kind of ASD symptoms, which is, you know, really fascinating. The weasel toy thing kind of helps her tell when people are doing certain emotions that she can't quite read. And I think that's really interesting. Especially, you know, she's being portrayed as this, you know, very nice, sweet person. And I think that's wonderful. So, also Mashiro is just so amazingly empathetic and nice. And we also learned the backstory between how Natsuhiko and Mashiro met. And like, oh my god, he saved her. Like, well, not met, but like became friends. He saved her from a dog. Oh my god, how romantic is that? Like, you know, for like little kids, you know, like them getting started. But that is probably like her main image of Natsuhiko in her head. Is like this heroic knight who saved her from the big evil dog. And she does so much for him. Also, pretty much confirmed that, yeah, Yuri is definitely there. So I guess there's maybe a twin or something. I don't know what's going on with the True Lab and everything, but either Yuri is there or she's a projection of some kind. It's just that, which I'm pretty sure, you know, of course, like, and everyone can see her. She's being beamed into everybody's minds, which Yuri is probably a super ultra esper, so I guess that would make sense. Anyway, let's continue. I can't believe I've gotten all the character scenes so far. How the fuck is that possible? Alright, yeah, and we're starting with a flashback. That day, Natsuhiko went to play at the park like he always did. And he saw Yuri all by herself again. She was sitting on the grass reading a book.
あれ? Yuri, また一人?
Huh? Yuri, all by yourself again? Hello, Mr. Valdic, welcome to the stream.
Yeah.
Yuri was shy and perhaps hadn't made any friends besides Natsuhiko. It was already past 5. Mashiro and the other kids were probably already going home.
こんな時間まで外にいるなんて、ユーリも案外不良だな。
Natsuhiko's child voice is all nasally, which is... I'm not making fun, because, like, you know, just listen to my Burn Council voice, but, I just think it's cute. You're out this late, Yuri? I didn't know you were such a bad girl.
そうなの。私、悪い子なの。
Oh god. Don't say it like that, Yuri. No, you're way too young. Especially with that expression. What the fuck?
Huh? Yeah, I am a bad girl.
Yuri smiled wryly as she admitted to her crime.
じゃあせっかくだし、なんかして遊ぼう。
Well, since we're both here, why don't we play together?
遊ぼう。Ah, sure. Let's play. Let's play Woooo Double.
何して遊ぶかな。二人だから鬼ごっことかはつまんないし。
What do you want to do? It's a little boring to play tag with just the two of us.
じゃあ、一緒に5本読まない？
Yuri loves books.
Then how about we read a book together?
本は退屈だな。
Huh? But books are boring. I know, obviously, it's just a weird way for her to phrase it. Obviously not, GAs. But it's a really weird way for her to phrase that. Natsuhiko, You know, you look very nerdy. It's very odd that you don't like books.
でもね、とってもいいお話なんだよ。But this one is a very good story, you know?
Yuri spoke gently, yet it didn't seem like she'd take no for an answer. Natsuko reluctantly agreed.
仕方ないな。じゃあ一緒に読もう。
Fine. Let's read together then.
それじゃあ夏彦くん、王子様の役ね。Yeah. Okay, you got the princess part, Natsuko.
え、役？
Huh? Pod. You're gonna read it together. You're gonna act it out. That's cool.
私、こっちの人の役やるから、セリフをそれぞれ言って遊ぼうよ。Okay, this person's part, so we both got to read lines. Isn't that so like fun?
なんか劇みたいだな。わかったよ。そうしよう。
That kind of makes it sound like a play. Okay, let's do that. Natsuko's interest was piqued just a little as they began to play in accordance with Yuri's suggestion.
大人は誰だって、最初は子供だった。
Oh wow, that's a complicated book for kids their age. That's what she was just talking about before. All grown-ups were once children.
だけどそのことを忘れずにいる大人はあまりいない。
Although few of them remember it. It was a somewhat fantastical story, like a picture book. Natsuko seldom read books. But thanks to the mysterious plot and charming characters, he was quite drawn to the story. Oh yes, she is. As long as they don't bond over detective novels. Time just passed them as they continued reading, absorbed in their book. As they reached the end of the story, the park was starting to get dark. Seriously. Leaving two kids of this age alone in a park is just something absolutely unfathomable. Like, how are their parents not dying of a heart attack? Like, seriously. Oh wow, the Little Prince. I've heard of that story. Jeez. My mom always said that that's something I really enjoyed as a little kid. Of watching a video version of it, although I do not remember it. I must have been way too young to remember because I don't remember that at all. But my mom said I really loved that story when I was little. As they reached the end of the story, the park was starting to get dark. They read their characters' lines with the help of the illumination from the street posts. God, you should be doing this in somebody's house! Not out in the middle of a fucking park at night! Oh god! Seriously! But kids of this age especially, it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, my god. I just could not imagine that. That just seems, oh my god. They read their characters' lines with the help of the illumination from the street posts.
夜空が綺麗だな。The stars are beautiful.
Natsuko responded to Yuri's line with his character's line.
夜空が綺麗なのはね、あの星々のどれかに見えない花が咲いているからだよ。
The stars are beautiful because of a flower that could not be seen. All the stars are abloom with flowers.
砂漠が綺麗なのはどこかに泉を隠しているから。
What makes the desert beautiful is that somewhere it hides a well.
君と僕が出会って今夜がちょうど1年目だね。
Yeah, they're self-sufficient, but they're still weak little kids that bad things could easily happen to. Like, oh my god, just... Like they could get lost or just like caught out in the rain or something, like, or like somebody could find them and kidnap them. Like, my God, like I would be dead with worry. I would just be dead. I would be in the hospital dying of worry, like screaming at whoever, like, oh my God. Well, teenagers are different. Teenagers I could believe, but these are little children. Tonight it would be a year.
僕の星が去年と同じく空の真上に来るんだ。
My star that can be found right above the place where I came to the earth a year ago. Oh, hello, Burncastle and T. Welcome to the stream.
そうか。じゃあ、Yes, I know.
You reread that far before suddenly sinking into silence.
あれ？ユーリ？
Huh? Yuri? When Natsuko called her name, Yuri's head jumped up in surprise. Hello, Devon Fiegel. Welcome to the stream. And then she looked at Natsuko and continued.
お別れの時が来たんだね。It's time to say goodbye, isn't it?
Natsuko nodded at the line. He got completely into character and answered.
僕はもう行くけれど、悲しむことはないよ。
Time stews all sorrows. You will always be my friend. You will want to laugh with me.
僕に会いたくなったらいつでも夜空を見上げればいい。
Oh God, this reminds me of freaking Rosalina's story in Mario Galaxy, which is super sad too. And you will sometimes open your window, and your friends will be properly astonished to see you laughing as you look up in the sky.
夜空を What are you trying to say?
僕の星は小さくてきっと君には見えないだろう。
Where I live, everything is so small that I cannot show you where my star is to be found.
だけどね、本当に大切なものは目に見えないものなんだ。
But remember, what is essential is invisible to the eye.
空に浮かぶ星のどれかに僕はいるから。
In one of those stars I shall be living. In one of them I shall be laughing.
夜空が笑っているように見えたら、僕はそのどこかで笑っているから。
And so it will be as if all the stars were laughing when you look at the sky at night.
そう思えば君はきっと。
My star will be just one of the stars for you.
夜空の星の全部を好きになれるんだよ。
Oh God, this is gonna be callbacks. Like, it apparently, like, last time it was shown that at the like, she's either definitely there in the present day, or or an astral projection into everybody's minds. Not just Natsuko. Because Mashiro was able to directly interact with her and things like that, so I don't know. I really get the strong feeling that the whole purpose of them going to the lab and trying to get to the core of the true lab is to rescue Yori, but which would kind of make Natsuko's mother one of the main villains. Which would kind of make sense. I don't know, it's like, I'm trying to parse how this would even work. And like I could see like this being a thing that she calls back to. I think one thing I want for the ending of this story is for Natsuhiko basically to talk Yuri down from changing the world with her psychic powers. I think that's what this ending of the story might be. Like, Yuri is about to utilize this machine to affect some change in people's minds on a planetary scale, and Natsuhiko stops her. Like, he's basically the Shinji to her Rei in that case. So I do wonder how the looping is working too, because that seems to be something completely at odds with the BC, unless they're like loops in terms of, you know, not quote unquote actual time looping, but causing him in a single moment to relive the week over and over again from his memory and from her observation. So he can glean the right information and get, you know, to rescue her or something in some way. I don't know, I'm trying to think that's probably the purpose, because she seems to be directing him towards making certain decisions in the week. In that respect, it's also very similar to 999. How that worked with sending messages and like what certain loops were and were not. Like simulations. I'm sorry, just rambling about theories. And so you will love to watch all the stars in the heavens. They will all be your friends.
Yes, I know.
Yuri smiled sadly as she recited her line. Her smile was more ephemeral than the light of all the stars twinkling in the sky. And thus the story came to a close. Natsuhiko and Yuri closed the book and smiled at each other.
いやー、面白かったね。
Man, that sure was interesting.
最後まで読んじゃったね。Yeah, we read all the way to the end.
That's probably also true, Guffy Force. I'm just like, I'm trying to parse how the loops work with what we've been told about the power system of the psychic abilities. But at the same time, they're getting into all this like dark energy is actually information and like that kind of crazy like Lovecraftian shit. And so it's you know, there's probably some extrapolations to this psychic power that basically I'm just trying to parse how the time loops are working with the power system in this story.
でもおかげでこんなに暗くなっちゃった。お母さんに怒られるな。
But thanks to that, it's so dark outside now. I bet my mom's gonna be angry at me.
You're right, like she actually cares. だね。すぐ帰らなくちゃ。Sure. Even if it wants to.
Yuri spoke softly.
ユーリ、お家まで一緒に行こうか？
Should I walk you home, Yuri?
いいよ、一人で帰れるよ。No, I can walk home by myself.
Why is she saying that?
そっか。じゃあここでお別れだね。
Was it even here, or does she not want him to know? Because after the incident is when she started living in his house all the time. So this is before that. Maybe she doesn't have a good home life, I guess. Okay, let's split here then, I guess. Natsuhiko grinned as he spoke.
僕はもう行くけれど、悲しむことはないよ。
Time soothes all sorrows. You will always be my friend.
僕に会いたくなったらいつでもこの公園に来てなんちゃって。
God damn, Natsuko. You're... Natsuko, are you pulling a battler? Are you, like, better at talking with people as a little kid than a teenager? You want to laugh with me? Open your window and come to the park. Nah, just teasing. Yuri softly laughed at Natsuko's joke.
ありがとう、夏彦くん。また遊ぼうね。Thank you, Natsuko. Let's get going sometime.
Yes! Without exchange of words, the two of them parted ways. Natsuko looked back just once to see Yuri's back fade into the twilight. That's what Natsuko recalled as he read the book. Yeah, that seemed like a Yuri character scene. I see. So this is the book from back then, huh? He read this book many times back then, but he hadn't read it ever since he grew up. Oh, goddamn it, she is his grown-up voice. Jeez. As he basked in nostalgia, he happened to look at Yuri. Before he had realized it, she closed her eyes.
Oh, なんだ、寝ちゃったのか?
Oh, asleep already.
With a wry smile on his face, Natsuko reshelved the book.
I wonder if Yuri remembers what happened back then.
Natsuko looked at her sleeping face as he wondered that. This empty bed. Even as he looked at her in such a defenseless state, he harbored not a single improper thought. Good on him! Well, I mean, he shouldn't. Natsuko was unable to see Yuri as a mature-bodied woman. Even though he was a healthy high school boy, he never felt any lust at all towards Yuri. Well, you know what? That's very good. Natsuko, you are quite a gentleman.
What I do feel is a desire to protect her, I guess.
And not just they were raised almost like family. Perhaps it was because of the accident 9 years ago. Or perhaps it was because of her personality. He didn't understand, but he didn't mind. And that was why they were able to live together without any problems whatsoever.
おやすみ、ユーリ。
Good night, Yuri.
Natsuko whispered to Yuri, almost in the same way one would whisper to his sister. Yeah, it does feel like he really sees her as a sister. Obviously, there was no guarantee that these days would never end.
Things have been changing since Salyu came. Our current way of living must change little by little too.
Perhaps one day Yuri would finally be able to leave the house. I don't know. Come on, Natsuko. Perhaps Mashiro would get a boyfriend and stop visiting too. Nonsense! If I get a boyfriend, it's gonna be you! I'm gonna be visited a lot fucking more! But change doesn't have to be immediate. As long as these days were to continue, Natsuko wanted to keep spending time like this. Natsuko pondered that desire as he began to leave Yuri's room when, yep, we're gonna get a static and it's back to the Witch of Memories, right? Yep. Yep. Static. Time for the Witch of Memories. They won't continue. A voice echoed forth in the dark room.
Huh?
When he turned around, Yuri was up and looking at him. Everything changes. These days won't continue forever.
気づいた時にはもう随分進んでしまっているんだよ。
The nature of change is that by the time you notice it, it's already progressed considerably.
今日だってそうだよね。サルちゃんに対する感情は今日一日で大きく変わったでしょ。
That was the case even today. Your sentiment towards Salyu changed considerably in the span of one day, didn't it? She spoke clearly and firmly, as if her half-asleep mumbling had been an act. Yep, she probably patched herself in. This seems to be like a certain time of day where I guess her power is the strongest. Or maybe, like, her overseers have left her alone so she can communicate more directly. Natsuko felt a bit of fear to see Yuri like that. Everything changes when the fire...
Yuri, that meme is over 20 years old. Stop beating a dead horse.
Oh, thank you, GAs, for that. God. There's no way Avatar ended 20 years ago. No fucking way. I can't believe I'm that old. No. God. That just doesn't feel right.
なあ、ユーリ。
Hey, Yuri.
最近どうしちゃったんだ？
What's been going on with you lately?
何が？
What do you mean?
だっていつものユーリなら言わないようなことを言うじゃないか。
I mean, you don't usually say things like that.
And she's said things like that every day these past few days. Oh, okay. Thank God she is. Alright. You took into account the 2030. Oh my God. Is she a safer youth? I'm guessing she's Keter, based on if they are indeed keeping her real body prisoner inside the true lab, then she's probably what's powering the whole city with her psychic energy or something. And she said things like that every day these past few days.
Are her symptoms getting worse?
But when she was with Salyu, Yuri seemed like she was having fun. Natsuko had essentially no idea of what her mental state was like.
今までみたいな日々が続かないってどういう意味だ？そんな予感があるのか？
What do you mean these days won't continue? Does something give you that impression?
これは予言でも何でもなくてね。そうなることが自然なだけなんだよ。
No, nothing gives me that impression. It's just that it's only natural. Yuri hung her head as she spoke.
そして平穏とともに失われるものもある。
And there are other things you will lose along with your peace.
だからこそ手に入れたものを大事にして。
Which is exactly why you should treasure what you've got.
それがヒコリンを支え導いてくれるはずだから。
Because they should be able to guide you, Hikorin. With each quiet word Yuri spoke, doubt rose and rose in Natsuko's heart.
ユーリ、君は一体何を？
Yuri? What in the world do you...
As Natsuko voiced that question, Yuri merely pointed to his wristwatch silently.
Oh, not again.
When he looked at that watch, it was broken. The dial was cracked and would stop at 9:16 or at 6:19.
Again? When did this watch break?
Well, I mean, that time, and today should be September 12th, 4 days left. So why was it stopped at September 16th?
No. Wait. Is today really September 12th?
The moment Natsuko made that realization, snap back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity. His sight blurred and everything warped before his eyes. Let's do the time warp again. All of them. September 16th.
Oh!
Natsuko came to his senses.
Where am I?
Right before his eyes were... Oh my god! What? Were 2 rescue squad members collapsed? Oh my god! Did Yuri go full carry on them? As well as Salyu. Dang, Salyu. Okay, so if Salyu, the one who put them there, that leads me to believe that Salyu is really badass. It's just that so is freaking Watase. Yeah, Watase must be like a super soldier too. In some way. So yeah. Salyu is definitely no ordinary little girl, but Watase is like basically that same thing but an older dude. Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Okay. Sorry. I forgot exactly what happened. I didn't know they were knocked out cold, though. That Salyu threw them to the ground. Natsuko, Mashiro, and Yuri looked at the situation in awestruck surprise.
Calm down. This is no time to space out. Why would Salyu kick down some rescue squad members?
Natsuko was horribly confused. The answer to his question lied in what he had just been seeing.
No, hold on. Salyu's working to protect us. I should be able to trust her. In that case, the fact that Salyu kicked these guys down means...
Oh my god! What? Were they like assassins? Electricity ran through Natsuko's spine. He then realized exactly who those people were.
Mashiro, こいつら。レスキュー隊なんかじゃない。
I love this song. This song is too badass.
Mashiro, these guys are no rescue squad members.
ゆうべあの廃工場で僕らを襲った連中だ。
Why were you guys at an abandoned factory?
They're the ones who attacked us at the abandoned factory last night.
Oh, holy crap! What have we gotten ourselves into? The moment Natsuko said that, one of the collapsed men glared at him.
You'd have been better off not noticing that. Oh, fuck nuggets.
Oh my god. So these two guys were evil.
We should have put you through a little more pain back then. It was a mistake to show you mercy. This time we're gonna shut you up for sure.
And with that, the man lunged toward the kids. Then Salyu stepped forward ever so slightly. Ha! Grabbed the man by the arm and hurled her to the ground. Yup. Yeah. She is no ordinary little girl, but the Watase must be also like a super soldier of some kind. Ugh! The man's shoulder rolled safely back to his feet and lunged at Salyu once more. As she ready to counter him, Salyu shouted,
Natsuko, Mashiro, 逃げて
Natsuko, Mashiro, run!
サリュ
Salyu!
私がここでこいつを倒す一人はもう気絶しているから1対1ならなんとかなる
I'll get rid of him. The other one's fainted, so I can manage one-on-one combat.
だったら僕も。
Then let me help!
ダメ夏彦たちじゃ足手まといにしかならない人質に取られたら対処できない
No. Natsuko, you guys will only drag me down. I can't deal with a hostage situation if they get you.
夏彦たちはその間に出口を探して見つけたらテレパシーで私に連絡を
You guys go find an exit. If you find one, contact me through telepathy. Hesitation wormed its way through Natsuko's mind. But Mashiro grabbed him by the arm and said,
夏彦 の言う通りにしよう。私たちがいても邪魔なだけだよ。
Natsiko, let's just do what Salyu says. She's a badass super soldier. We'll just get in her way.
ヒコリン、サルちゃんなら大丈夫。
Hikarin, Salyu will be okay by yourself. Mashiro and Yuri were right. Natsiko shouted to shake off his frustration.
サリュー、約束だぞ。必ず一緒に脱出しよう。
Salyu, it's a promise. We will get out of here together.
出口探して待ってるからな。
We'll find an exit and wait for you, okay?
And then he turned back and ran off with Mashiro and Yuri.
来週島に行こう。あっちにも非常階段があるはずだよ。
Let's head to the inner ring. There's supposed to be emergency staircases there. In accordance with Mashiro's proposal, they headed through the passageway. As they ran, Natsiko pondered to himself.
In any case, why did I remember the past again and literally relive it?
Just a moment ago, he was recalling a detailed account of the events of September 12th.
Why does this keep happening?
There was something clearly strange about it. Was he really just recalling his memories, or was he being sent back in time? Suddenly he remembered the word Salyu had said that day.
脳はしばしば自分の都合のいいように認識の辻褄を合わせる。その顕著な例ということ。
The brain actively works to rationalize its perceptions and eliminate inconsistencies. This is just an obvious example of that.
場合によっては現実すらもねじ曲げかねない。
Depending on the circumstances, the brain will even distort reality. Natsiko was taken aback as he remembered those words.
Don't tell me what I saw was another type of hallucination.
Just a few days ago, Natsiko was enjoying peaceful days with those around him. And now they were running for their lives. There's no exaggeration to say Natsiko regretted that fact. I just want to know how those two guys ended up freaking slaughtered. Like, seriously. Was it Yuri going full carry on them, or did Salyu somehow kill them into, like, there was a giant fucking shootout of some kind. There's no exaggeration to say Natsiko regretted that fact. He probably wanted to return to those peaceful days. So perhaps he had run away into his memories as a means of escaping from reality.
Would my brain just automatically do that on its own?
Yeah, I don't think so. Pretty sure Yuri is doing it. But even if that were the case, it wouldn't change reality at all. Exactly. Like, how are the choices we're making, how are those changing? It's gotta be something more than that. Natsiko glanced at his watch. It was stopped at 9:16 on 6/19. The time it broke due to an impact of an explosion. Every time his recollections would end, he'd catch sight of his watch. As if it were trying to pull him back to reality. Oops, there goes gravity.
Is my brain commanding me to face reality? Is the command to face reality conflicting with the instinct to run away from it? The answer would be obvious if that were the case. They had to face reality or they would almost surely die. No. I get the feeling that wouldn't be the end of it. Ever since I started recalling these memories, they always ended in...
As Natsiko pondered, he glanced at Yuri, but he snapped out of it when Mashiro spoke up.
あった！非常階段！
Look! An emergency staircase!
待て、僕が先に確認する。
Wait, I'll go check if it's safe first.
And with that, Natsiko entered the stairwell. Oh no! Didn't they... Wait, the trap was here, wasn't it? The stairs were safe. But as soon as he started to go up the stairs, he heard a sound from above. Oh, who's this? When he looked up, he saw someone in a protection suit.
さっきの人たちの仲間。
Another one of them.
Crap. If he gets to Salyu...
Natsiko suddenly raised his voice.
おいお前、こっちだ。こっちに来い。
Hey, you! Over here! Over here!
That's a girl in there. The figure hesitated for a second before rushing toward the kids. Kids turned around and rushed down the stairs. He ran down all the way to the second basement floor and flew out of the stairwell.
Damn it. How many of them are there?
The staircase leading to the surface was already enemy territory. They felt a presence chasing after them.
どうしよう夏彦どこから逃げればいいの
What now, Natsuko? Where can we run?
放送じゃ第2エリア以降の階段はまだ無事だって言ってた。
The broadcast said there are staircases outside of Area 2 that are still okay.
第3エリア方面に行こう。そこから逃げられるはずだ。
So let's head to Area 3. We should be able to escape from there.
でも第3エリアってどっち
But which way is Area 3?
私道わかるよ
This way. I'll lead you. I'm pretty sure that was June. Gotta be Forest. I'm pretty sure that was June because it sounded a bit too high-pitched to be Kazumi. I was trying to remember, but she didn't even get a line. She just had like, ah! And things like that. Like, but it was higher pitched, so I'm guessing it was June. This way, I'll lead you. Since Yuri knows her way around here, I'm guessing that, like, they are in the process of rescuing her. Like, since they're trying to escape by now, right? So, if they're not trying to get into the true lab core, I'm guessing they were already there and got Yuri out, if that was the case. Again, this is all based on speculation. It can't be Enna, Void Dweller, because she's inside one of the yellow suits. Natsuko and Mashiro follow Yuri towards Area 3. They slip through the passageway and headed towards the Area 3 inner ring emergency staircase.
Oh, crap.
Didn't look like they could escape from there either. Oh, it was Kazumi. Alright, thanks, Jace. I did forget that. Yeah. Thank you, Jace. Yeah, like, I can remember things in general, but it's very hard for me to remember specifics unless it's something that really sticks out in my mind. Okay, yeah. So Yuri got out on her own? So then why would they... If they're trying to escape, then why did they go there in the first place? Unless Yuri somehow got out on her own. And we still have no idea who the white-haired girl was who got shot by the elevator. We haven't even seen her alive yet. The segment connecting the first and second basement levels was okay. The segment leading up from there to the surface level had been blown up.
Damn it. Here too?
夏彦あっちの階段まだ見てないよ
Natsuko, over there! We haven't looked at the stairs over there yet!
Yes.
They started running again, after Mashiro shouted. Like, so it seems, since they're trying to escape, it seems like they already did what they came there to do. And Yuri is with them, but based on the confusion of the people in the suits, Dojima and Hiyama, who are apparently like freaking criminals of some kind. Jeez, that's insane. This Yuri is an astral projection that she's not projecting into their minds, obviously. So then why does everyone go freaking full Hinamizawa syndrome at the end? Is this like a last-ditch resort by Yuri? Or maybe even it's not Yuri doing it. Maybe it's someone else doing it on the bottom floor. Like someone else is putting this kill order in everyone's minds. It's very possible. And thus they headed to the last staircase in Area 3.
Please be safe.
Natsuko prayed as they opened the door to the stairwell. The staircase was safe. Nothing was broken at all from the bottom of the second basement level, all the way to the surface.
よかった。これでもう安心。
Thank goodness, now we're in the clear! Where does Mashiro rejoiced? Oh, fuck. There's another bomb over here. Oh, grip biscuits! And good cheers. A blast of flame surged up before their very eyes. Ah!
二人とも危ない
Watch out, you two!
Natsuko covered the girls as they hid in the corner of the stairwell. Felt a wave of heat blazing over their heads.
ユーリ、マシロ、無事か
Yuri, Mashiro, you two okay?
The girls answered him with trembling voices.
大丈夫だけど。
I'm okay, but
階段が。
the staircase.
Oh, not again!
As he turned to look, Natsuko saw the wreckage of the staircase following the explosion. Now they couldn't even go to the first basement level from here. And then a broadcast rang out for the nth time that day.
エリアまでの階段もほぼ全て崩壊しました。しかしまだ第5、第6エリアが残っています。
Staircases have almost all been destroyed, but areas 5 and 6 staircases are still intact.
施設内の職員は早急に避難してください。
All personnel in this facility, please evacuate immediately.
See, I wonder, what if Watase was, the original Watase, was tricked in some way into masterminding some kind of plot here? Or even, if there's a battle between the two Watases, and what if our Watase is like, could possibly be the original, and the second corrupt Watase was like created in some way? Like, maybe by someone else using telepathy, some kind of, you know, psychic manipulation. And like used as a pawn in some way. And like the evil Watase, there could be a conflict with him. Like, I don't know. The mom, I think, might be the one, maybe she's the one responsible for that. And I don't know. I think they might have been using Yuri as like a power source, a reservoir of psychic energy to do experiments with. And I think Watase may have been like a test subject to see if maybe they gave him training through, like, to do all this combat shit through, you know, what's happening to Natsuko right now. Like, you know, experiencing the same days over and over. Like, they could have used that to create a second Watase. So, it's very possible that maybe one of the Watases might be artificial or like induced through psychic experiments. Maybe that's how he became a super soldier. Maybe Salyu is kind of the same. Is like a similar experiment. And like they both got their insane combat ability in a similar way. like, I think that makes a bit more sense than, like, Watase leaving like a double life. Because, like, a rescue worker surely spends a lot of their time, like, you know, with the team and stuff, I'd imagine. Like, ready to go. And so, having his training and stuff done through, like, some kind of psychic influence, like, for what's happening to Natsuhiko right now. Except, you know, like, for the purposes of combat training. Maybe something that happened to him. And maybe that's also how Salyu got so strong. In that she was combat trained through psychic repeats. Like, essentially squeezing months and days, like in an Inception style way, into a very short time physically. You know, not physically, but, you know, in the outer world.
Area 5?
Natsuhiko groaned. They had left Salyu in Area 2. Running to Area 5. They put quite a distance between them. What do we do? Should we head to Area 5?
No. In that case, I'd rather.
Before Natsuhiko could finish, Yuri raised her voice. Okay, here we go. Their mission. Okay, so they might not have gotten their mission. They might have tried to abort their mission. And Yuri is reminding them to... Oh my god. I just realized... What if Yuri is asking Natsuhiko to come and kill her or something before her power is used for something terrible? Like, he might want to rescue her, but that's what she wants from him or something. I don't know. No, Hikorin, remember what it is you need to do.
Oh.
Yep, okay, so she's reminding him what they actually need to do first here. As I knew it, because, like, it feels like they just got here and now they're trying to escape. So yeah, I knew it was like, what is your duty? Why did we come here in the first place? There's something you need to do, remember? Unlike her usual self, Yuri was dead serious, yeah.
That's...
Interesting. Oh. I thought I told you back on that day, too. We're gonna get cut off. Hikorin, the people you should look out for are... The answer to all life mysteries is... Yuri's words cut out at that moment. God damn it! In the sudden silence, the soul sounding when ticking watch rang out.
Back on that day, huh? On that day when things got awkward between us all.
Oh no. Natsuhiko already knew exactly what time and date his watch would display. As he looked at his watch, it read 9:13. Yep. At 6:49.
Oh, let's do the time warp again.
Say.
Whoa.
Natsuhiko started the morning with impact to the throat.
What's going on?
Yes, the way Zelda is your... I love, I think Dorkly or something made like a sketch based on that. It's like, Link is like, Zelda is my what? My what? My next actions could be very different depending on how that sentence ends. Oh my god. To this day, I don't know what Link's uncle was going to say there in Link to the Past. Natsuhiko jerked up and looked around. And that's when he noticed Salyu was standing beside his bed. Oh, Salyu did that.
Oh, wait. Salyu, did you do that just now?
そう。夏彦の喉に手刀を入れて起こした。
Yes, and woke you up with a chop to the throat, just like everybody always does.
No.
真城が言っていた。夏彦はこうしないと起きないって。
Mashiro said Natsuko won't wake up unless you do this.
God damn it, Mashiro! Now, I have a feeling she didn't want you to say that to me.
No!
サリュー、残念ながらそれはデタラメだ。今度からは普通に起こしてくれ。
Salyu? I'm sorry to say it, but she was pulling your leg. Please just wake me up normally next time.
わかった。夏彦がそう言うならそうする。
Okay, I will if you say so. And please remember that Mashiro said that was normally how it does, so just do the same thing.
God damn it!
助かるよ。それじゃあ着替えるから先にリビングに行っててくれ。
Thanks a bunch. I'll go change now, so go ahead to the living room.
了解。
Roger. Salyu left Natsuko's room. As he watched her leave, Natsuko pondered to himself.
I get the feeling Salyu showed up my dream. But I guess it was just my imagination.
Dream about a girl he just met made it seem like he was obsessed with her.
Me? Just a little girl like that? Impossible.
Natsuko quickly changed and left his room, so embarrassed. September 13th chapter.
おはようみんな。
Thank you, OANGAs, for answering that at the same time. Oh, wow. So it's just bad translation. I see. Go figure. From the same people who brought you I Am Error.
Morning, everyone.
Natsuko greeted everyone as he entered the living room.
Ah, yes, my entire harem.
Salyu, Yuri, and Mashiro were all gathered at the dining table already.
ひかりん、おはよ
Good morning, Yukari.
う。遅いよ、夏彦。もう朝食できてるよ。
You're late, Natsuko. You already finished preparing breakfast, too.
悪い悪い。ところでメニューは何だい？
My bad, my bad. So, what's on the menu?
今日はぐっと渋く朝粥です。昨日みんなたくさん食べて胃が重いだろうからね。
Going a little more subdued today. So it's rice gruel for breakfast. We ate a lot yesterday, and frankly, my cooking genes are all worn out. So our stomachs are probably a little worn out, too.
お、気が利くな。
Oh, that's thoughtful of you.
夏彦、早く食卓に着く。早く。
Natsuko, hurry. To the dining table. Hurry.
分かってるって。
Okay, okay.
Wow, OMG ace again. Jeez, I can't believe that's not a mistranslation. What the fuck? So I guess the program was just fucking with everybody, like giving NPCs names like Bug and Error. Oh my god, that's insanitary. Holy shit. Natsuko smiled wryly as he got to the dining table. He nonchalantly looked out the window. He saw a sunny sky, another refreshing morning today. The confusion he felt for the previous morning had completely dissipated today. Meanwhile, Yuri is like, God damn it, Natsuko, I need you to remember this shit. Salyu becoming a member of the household had certainly been an unwelcome change for Natsuko. But even when things change, you simply have to get used to them for them to become just another part in the ordinary. One day he'd get used to the change of a new member in the household. At least he had a vague feeling that he would.
A beautiful blue sky outside, a delicious breakfast inside. What a great morning. I get the feeling something wonderful is going to happen today. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way.
And with that thought in mind, Natsuko started on his breakfast. Ooh, Maxwell's Demon! Ooh, that's another one of those things. It's a similar thought experiment to Schrodinger's cat. I'm glad somebody's using it. I am shocked that I have not yet seen an anime or something with a demon named Maxwell that controls both ice and fire. It's a fucking gimme. Like, seriously, what the... I am absolutely shocked. But once breakfast was over and they headed to school, Natsuko came to the sudden realization that it was anything but a good morning. First thing today was ParaPsychology class. A full 2-hour block to boot. Dang. That's like a college level class time. Natsuko grumbled as they headed to the BC room.
BC 関係の授業多すぎないか?
We've got way too many BC related classes, don't you think?
Well, Natsuko, I mean, this is where we fucking live. It may not be so obvious, you know, because we live amongst them, but psychics like us are pretty freaking rare. So, you know what? We may as well use this talent we've got.
I guess you have a point.
私もそう思う。
I think so too.
当然じゃん。そういう学校なんだし。
Well, what kind of a school do you think we go to? Seriously. This ain't St. Lucia. Thank God. Mashiro was calm because she enjoyed BC.
それにしても面倒。なぜ BC の授業では専門の教室に移動しなければならないの?
But still, it's troublesome. Why do we have to move to a specialized classroom for BC classes?
ああ、他の教室で授業をしている生徒に迷惑がかからないようにだよ。
Oh, well that's so we don't bother the students in other classrooms.
どういうこと
Meaning?
BC ルームの壁には BC 絶縁体っていう
wow.
BC を遮る特殊な建材が使われているんだ。
So that exists. You'd think they would build... If Yuri is trapped in the true lab, you'd think they'd build the walls out of this. But then... So she's not a projection or anything in any kind of way. She's just literally physically there, and I'm like overthinking it beyond all rational reasoning. God damn it. I'm sorry for being such a doof.
The BC room's walls are made up with a BC insulator, a special building material meant to block out BC.
仕組みはよくわかんないけど、テレパシーとかを吸収する建材らしい。
I'm not exactly sure how it works, but apparently it can absorb telepathy and stuff. It's telekill from the SCP.
ま、音楽室みたいなもんさ。そうでもしなきゃうるさくて、まともに授業できないだろ。
Kind of like a music room, I guess. Without any insulation, they leaked noise and made it hard to conduct other classes, you know?
つまり BC ルームでは無差別テレパシーだろうとなんだろうと思い切りぶっ放せるってわけだよ。
Basically, in the BC room, you can go as crazy as you want with untargeted telepathy.
サリュは今日実習初めてだよね。思いっきりやっちゃっていいからね。
As your first day of practice, right, Salyu? You won't bother anybody, so feel free to go nuts!
いつもながら、なんでお前はそうテンション高いんだ?
How can you always be so enthusiastic?
Oh, well, excuse me, Mr. S-Class. I, for one, find great joy in being able to use psychic powers, just like in my Japanese animes! Natsuko entered the BC room as he shook his head in exasperation.
はい、皆さん、楽しい BC のお時間ですよ。
Okay, class. It is everyone's favorite BC time. Anna cheerfully addressed her students as soon as class began.
今日はせっかく2時間もあるので、まず BC の原理について詳しくレクチャーしようと思います。
And since today is a special 2-hour block period, I think I'll start off with a detailed explanation of the theoretical mechanisms behind BC.
そしてその前に BC において取り扱われる
Ooh.
情報というものが何なのか、
Here
そ
we
れに
go.
ついても説明します。
But before that, I also need to explain what exactly information is in the context of BC.
これはテレパシーとかの使用には直接関係ないけど BC の本質に触れる重要な概念でもあるの。
While it isn't directly related to the use of telepathy, it is a key concept to the fundamentals of BC.
ちょっと難しいけどよーく聞いて覚えてね。
I would love a class like this. Seriously. Oh, this is bringing me back to my college days. And you would sit in a big theater-like classroom and, you know, have your notes, your printed out slides and take notes on them. And it's just learning about shit that you love. Oh, God. I loved being in college. Probably one of the best times. Really. As this may be a little hard to follow, but please try to listen closely. Anna worked on her computer as she spoke, upon which words began to appear on screen.
情報とは何か。
What is information?
それについて説明するためにはまずこの熱力学の第二法則について知ってもらわなければなりません。
Before we can explain information in definite terms, we first need to go over the second law of thermodynamics.
The second law of thermodynamics.
これは宇宙に存在する絶対の法則。
This is an absolute universal law.
あらゆるエネルギーは常に触れ合えば入り混じり均一化していくということよ。
It states that all bodies of energy mix upon contact in a trend towards homogeneity.
Oh, yep. Here's the Maxwell's demon diagram. Anna used the PC to bring a figure to life on the screen. Oh my god! Blue dots and red dots floated about in a partition box.
これは仕切りのついた箱の中にそれぞれ摂氏100度の熱湯と2度の冷水を入れたものをモデル化したものです。
This is a model of a box with two partitions, each partition containing either 2 or 100 degrees Celsius water.
スクリーン上で動いているドットは自然界に存在する分子。
The dots moving on the screen are the molecules that exist in nature.
赤いドットは熱い分子。青いドットは冷たい分子よ。
The red dots are hot molecules and the blue dots are cold.
さて、この熱量というエネルギーも当然触れ合えば入り混じります。
And naturally, the heat energy of these molecules mixes as they come into contact with each other.
例えば、1リットルの熱湯に1リットルの水を放り込んだら2リットルのぬるま湯ができるでしょ。
For example, if you mix 1 liter of hot with 1 liter of cold water, you get 2 liter of lukewarm water, correct? And with that, Anna removed the divider in that partition in the box.
熱湯と冷水が入り混じり、熱い分子と冷たい分子が触れ合うと
The hot water and cold water mix, as the hot molecules and cold molecules come into contact with each other.
やがて均一化してぬるま湯になるってわけ。
They eventually reach homogeneity and become lukewarm water.
だけどその逆はありえないの。
It's quite simple, but the same cannot be said of the reverse process.
ぬるま湯が勝手に冷水と熱湯に分かれたりはしないわよね。
Lukewarm water doesn't spontaneously separate into cold water and hot water, does it?
これが熱力学の第二法則というものよ。何があっても破れないはずのルール。
That's what the second law of thermodynamics illustrates. It's a rule that should be impossible to break. The students nodded in agreement. That was a sensible conclusion to make and would likely be experimentally demonstrable.
でも
今から160年ほど昔のこと。
What? Around 160 years ago?
ジェームズ・マクスウェルという物理学者がある日ふと考えました。
A physicist by the name of James Maxwell reached an epiphany one day.
もしこの分子の動きを観察することができたら、
What if we could observe the movement of these molecules?
観察で得た情報によって分子を操ることができたら、第二法則は破れてしまうのではないか。
If we could use observational information to direct the molecules, could we not contradict the second law?
そう考えた彼は一種の思考実験として分子を観察できる架空の生物を創造しました。
And thus, as a thought experiment, he created an imaginary creature that could observe molecules.
その生物の名はマクスウェルの悪魔。
The name of that creature is Maxwell's demon.
マクスウェルの悪魔は分子を観察してこんなことをしてしまいます。
By observing molecules, Maxwell's demon can do things like this.
りゃりゃ。
Oh my, oh my, oh my! Soon enough, Mashiro spoke out as she watched the screen.
お湯と水が分かれていく。
The water is separated into hot and cold!
そう、分子を観察できるということはこんな無茶ができるってことなのよ。
Exactamo. By observing the molecules, you can do crazy things like that.
これは物理学的に見ると情報を操作したということになるの。
From a physics perspective, the demon processes information.
情報ですか？
Information?
分子が今どこにあるか、どういう状態かというのは一種の情報でしょ。
The state and location of a molecule are types of information, correct?
悪魔はその情報を操作するだけでエネルギーをも操作してしまうの。
By merely processing that information, the demon can manipulate the energy in the system.
なるほど。
I say!
さらに言えばこの悪魔はお湯の中から熱い分子だけを取り出して、
Furthermore, if the demon selectively remove hot molecules from the system,
お湯から火を作り出すことだって可能にしてしまう。
he could even use the heat to start a fire.
これってパッと聞いただけでも変な感じがしない？
Now, class, doesn't this sound a little strange to you?
情報からエネルギーが生み出されるなんて無から有を生み出してるみたいじゃない？
To create energy out of mere information seems like creating something out of nothing, doesn't it?
はい。明らかにおかしいです。
Yeah, that clearly is pretty strange. Several people in the classroom nodded in agreement.
実際このマクスウェルさんの思いつきはその後100年以上にもわたって世界中の物理学者を悩ませたの。
In reality, Mr. Maxwell's thought experiment tormented physicists worldwide for over 100 years.
情報を操作すれば熱力学の第二法則を破れる。
Like,
無からエネルギーも生み出せる。
I have to hand it to Root Double for actually fucking using Maxwell's demon, which has been right there all time. Everything uses Schrodinger's cat. Nothing uses Maxwell's demon. It's a fucking demon that controls fire and ice. And you guys are just... Ah! Thank you, Root Double, for actually using Maxwell's demon. Fucking hell. Every freaking visual novel and their mother is all about Schrodinger's cat, Schrodinger's cat. Finally, someone's using Maxwell's demon. In some fucking context. Jesus, Louises Creases. Information processing can break the second law of thermodynamics. Energy can be created out of nothing.
そんなことを認めちゃったら宇宙の法則がめちゃくちゃになってしまうわ。永久期間も作れちゃう。
Accepting either of these statements would throw universal laws into disarray. It would make perpetual motion a possibility.
だったら 悪魔なんて存在しないと誰もが思いたいところだけど、
So everyone wanted to believe that the demon couldn't possibly exist.
恐ろしいことに近年の物理学者たちはこの悪魔を実世界で再現してしまったの。
There is another one, but I haven't read it. Thanks, Guppy Force. Thank God. I'm so glad another work has used it. But surprisingly enough, physicists of recent years have recreated this demon in the real world.
2010年11月、中央大の教授がマクスウェルの悪魔を実世界で再現し、情報を微量のエネルギーに変換することに成功。
In November of 2010, a professor at Cho University recreated Maxwell's demon in the real world, successfully converting information into a minuscule amount of energy.
2012年7月、ミュンヘン工科大のチームが加熱することなく水温を操作することに成功。
In July 2012, a Technical University of Munich team successfully manipulated water temperature without the application of heat.
2013年9月、ある兄弟生が独力で情報を電力に変換することに成功。
In September 2013, a certain Kyoto University student successfully converted information into electricity on their own. Oh my god! So our psychic powers can make us shoot beams too? That's so badass! Yes, that is what I was eventually getting at, but thank you, Mashiro. Would you like to give the whole entire lecture? No. Then shut up!
そう、いるはずもない悪魔は実在したのよ。
Indeed, the impossible demon was actually brought into existence. Anna grinned, a quite devilish smirk as if she were tricking the students.
でもじゃあ無からエネルギーを生み出せるってこと？
But, wait, you mean we can create energy out of nothing?
宇宙の法則は破れちゃったんですか？実はもう永久期間も完成してるとか？
Doesn't that break universal laws? Has stuff like perpetual motion actually been perfected already?
それは残念ながらノーなのよ。
Sorry, but unfortunately, that's a no.
え？どういうこと？
Huh? What do you mean?
つまりこのお話にはどこかに穴があるのよ。どこだと思う？
Basically, there's a hole somewhere in this narrative. Can you see there? Nobody answered Anna's question. But as his mother was a famous physicist, Natsuhiko was reasonably good at physics himself. He pondered the problem his own way and gave his opinion.
先生、ひょっとして
Professor, could it be?
それって無からエネルギーを生み出しているように見えるけど、実は違うんじゃないですか？
That the demon only appears to be creating energy out of nothing, but actually isn't.
あら天川くん、どうしてそう思うの？
Oh my, Mr. Tenkawa. What makes you think that?
いや、その悪魔自身のことなんですけど。
Well, it's the demon itself.
分子を観察したり、それを操作したりするのにエネルギーを使ってるんじゃ。
By observing the molecules, processing their information and directing them, isn't the demon using energy itself?
はい、正解です。
Yes, that is correct. Natsuhiko gets a gold star! Anna smiled gleefully as she worked the computer.
長い研究の末、情報を観察する、操作するっていうことにはエネルギーが必要なことが分かったの。
After much investigation, it was made clear that observing and processing information both require energy.
正確な言い方ではありませんが、分かりやすく噛み砕くと、
And this may not be entirely accurate, but in layman's terms.
操作するために使うエネルギーは得られたエネルギーよりも大きいの。
The energy required to observe and process the information is greater than the energy gained.
相対的に見ればエネルギーは失われている。無からエネルギーを生み出すことはやっぱりできないのよ。
So fundamentally, it's a net loss of energy. It turns out you really cannot create energy out of nothing after all.
なるほど。悪魔も別にすごいことはやってなかったんですね。案外普通の人なんだ。
I see! So the demon really wasn't that big of a deal after all, huh? Just a surprisingly normal guy.
そうね。でもこの悪魔を再現できたということは別の意味ではものすごいことなのよ。
Indeed. But the recreation of the demon is still earth-shattering in a different way, you know?
というと
How so?
操作するのに大量のエネルギーが必要だとはいえ、
It proves that, even though it requires a large amount of energy to do so,
情報がエネルギーに変換できるということは確かに証明できたのだもの。
it is still possible to convert information into energy. Oh. Nautico and Mashiro gasped in unison.
かつてアインシュタインは相対性理論の中でエネルギーと質量は等価であり変換できるということを示したわ。
I was wondering when they were going to get back around to theory of relativity. In Einstein's famous theory of relativity, he stated that energy and mass are equivalent and transmutable.
そして情報はエネルギーに変換できる。つまり情報は質量にも変換できるということにもなるの。
And now we know that information can be converted into energy, which means that information can also be converted into mass.
わかるかしら。情報とは概念ではなく実存するものだったのよ。
Understand? This means that information wasn't a conceptual existence, but a physical one all along.
情報が質量に変換できるってどういうことですか？
Information can be converted into mass? What does that even mean?
それまで形がない、存在しないと思われていたものが実は存在するものだという可能性が示唆されたの。
It demonstrates the possibilities that information, something once thought to lack a form and not actually exist on its own, could have an actual physical existence. Do you mean that I could literally hold a cup of love? Well, maybe.
例えば分子の分布状態はもちろん空間の広さ、時間の流れといったこの宇宙に存在するありとあらゆる情報。
And not just the example of the state of molecular distribution, but the volume of space and the flow of time as well. Each and every sort of information that exists in the universe.
それらの情報というものは目には見えるものじゃない。だけど確かに存在してエネルギーにも変換できる。
All of those sorts of information are invisible to the eye, but they certainly exist and can be converted into energy.
目に見えないものが存在するということはまさか人間の思考なんかも
Information that's invisible to the eye physically exists. Wait, you mean even human thoughts too?
察しがいいわね。その通りよ。
You are quite sharp. Indeed, I do.
あなたたちの意志も思考も思いも記憶も全ては概念なんかじゃないの。
Dang. That means they could actually literally extract somebody's soul. Or exact, like, the concept of a soul in this universe could actually be something physically provable, which would be fucking insane and also terrifying with human ability to access such a thing. You can literally like kill, ultra overkill somebody like that. Like imagine human access to that. Like
where people could actually extract and destroy somebody's being, their soul itself. My God. That's truly terrifying thought. All of your thoughts, intentions, feelings, and memories are more than just conceptual existences.
つまりより端的にかつロマンチックに言うなら
It
ば
is extremely romantic. To put it bluntly, it's somewhat romantically.
魂は存在するということね。
The spirit exists. When Anna finished talking, the room filled with awestruck sighs.
I see. Her explanation is easy to understand.
It was a concept that was a little hard to accept. The students all seemed to at least somewhat understand. Some wondered how exactly this related to PC. That's exactly when Anna continued.
さて、情報がエネルギーとして存在することが分かった後、物理学の世界ではさまざまな歴史的発見がなされました。
So, right after we understood that information existed as energy, many historical discoveries were made in the world of physics.
現代物理学の主流においては、情報は電気信号などに変換しなくても独立して存在しうると考えられるようになったの。
Modern mainstream physics now accepts that information exists on its own, even without the need to convert it into media like electrical signals.
さらには、物質が分子などで構成されるように、
Furthermore, in the same way that matter is composed of molecules,
情報を構成したり伝達したりするものがあるということも分かったのよ。
we learned what it is that composes and transmits information.
情報を構成したり伝達したり、時期とかデジタルデータとかですか？
What it is that composes and transmits information? I mean like magnetic storage of digital data.
普通に考えれば間違ってないけど、物理学的に見ると不正解よ。
Normally you would be correct, but from a physics standpoint, that's wrong.
じゃあ空気？声は空気を媒介に伝わるんですよね。
Then, yeah, maybe. A voice uses air as an intermediary, right?
あたりに満ちているものではあるけど、違うわね。
It does fill the surrounding area, but that's still not right.
それじゃあ、情報を構成する分子があるってこと？
Then, is there a molecule that composes information or something?
惜しいわ。でも、そんなに大きなものではないの。
So close, but it's not quite that big. Then just tell me you're the teacher! Mashiro wasn't good at physics, so she had a hard time approaching the correct answer. Salyu couldn't bear watching her anymore, so he lent her a helping
素
hand.
粒子ですね。
It's an elementary particle, isn't it?
そう。正解よ、天川くん。
Yes, that's correct, Mr. Tenkawa. Anna smiled and changed the text on the screen.
素粒子とは物質を構成する最小の単位よ。
Is it a Planck scale? I really want to know. They really thought this through. Diggity dang dang. An elementary particle is the smallest unit that composes matter.
目には見えるわけもない途方もなく小さな点。
They are extraordinarily small dots that are obviously too small to be seen by the eye.
さまざまな種類があり、物質を構成したりエネルギーを媒介したりするもの。これらは宇宙に満ち満ちています。
It probably has to do with that W radiation thing that they mentioned earlier. There are many types of elementary particles. They compose matter and mediate energy. They fill the entire universe.
例えば電気や磁気を媒介するフォトン、あるいは重力を媒介するグラビトンなどが代表的ね。
For example, the photon mediates electricity and magnetism. Wait, Are you sure? Photon? Don't you mean electron? The graviton mediates gravity.
小さすぎて観測が難しく、未発見の素粒子も多いと言われているのだけど、
They're too small to observe easily, because photons are for light. And he said there are many elementary particles yet to be discovered, but...
今から16年前、情報を構成、伝達する新種の素粒子が発見されたの。
What are you gonna call it? What are you gonna call it? "16 years ago, a new elementary particle was discovered that composed and transmitted information."
BC 粒子。
There you
BC
go.
の使用に関する素粒子の総称。
Simple enough. The BC particle. That's the general term for the elementary particle related to the use of BC.
これは生物の、とりわけ人間の精神活動を形作り、また伝達する素粒子なのよ。
They are elementary particles that are molded and transmitted by the brain activity of all living animals and thus humans.
かつては情報を伝達するものは空気や電話回線やインターネット回線などだと信じられていたのだけれど、
Information was once believed to be something transmitted through the air or via telephone or internet lines.
それらは情報というものを疑似的に表していただけで、本当の意味の情報は全く別の形態で存在していたってわけね。
But those things were only facsimiles of information. Information in its truest sense existed in a completely different form.
この BC 粒子を媒介にあなたたちは BC を使っているのだけど、実感できるかしら。
You kids use these BC particles as an intermediary when you use BC. But does it really feel like that? The students silently shook their heads. I love learning about things like this, especially like when somebody goes into such detail on about sci-fi or fantasy magic systems. I just get so immersed. Like, I would kill to be in like one of those fucking classrooms where they're just like explaining the shit like this. Like, oh my god! Like, seriously. So this is like fucking crack to me. My god. I love it. I seriously love it. Anna nodded as she continued. Like, I would be just like asking questions out the wing wang, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
では BC の使用時にどのようなことが実際に起こり、情報のやり取りがなされるのか説明するわね。
Now then, allow me to explain exactly what happens when information is exchanged when using BC.
BC とは脳と脳の直接的コミュニケーションだということは前にも話したけど、
I know I've said before that BC is direct brain-to-brain communication, but...
これが物理的見地から見てどのような作用が起こっているのかというと、次のようになるわ。
Let's take a look at exactly what happens from a physical standpoint to achieve that. Anna worked on her computer as she spoke. It's an expression void dweller, which caused the screen to display a figure of a person's head.
まず先ほど話した BC 粒子は我々の周囲に満ちていて、かつあらゆる物質を透過する性質を持っているの。
Like, how does this work exactly? Do they have like a specialized organ in their brain that allows them to be receptive to particles created by other people? How do they exactly control this all of a sudden? What brought this on is like supposed to be like the next evolution of humanity? Like, seriously. Oh my god, jeez, that is so fucking cool! that Nakazawa wasn't versed in elementary particle science, so he recruited experts. That is amazing. Badass. Like, I'm the type of person who read all of the fucking background information in Mass Effect. Like, about how the ship engines worked and everything. Which is another reason why the ending to Mass Effect 3 blew chunks, but that's a completely different topic entirely. First of all, these BC particles I've mentioned fill our surroundings and have the capacity to move through all matter.
当然、皆さんの頭蓋骨も、さらにその中の脳も。
Which of course includes your skulls and your brains within.
そして脳で行われている精神活動、脳内を行き交う電気信号からなる思考の情報。
Now that's interesting because you just said that electrical signals weren't true information in this sense. So how does that relate to this, the BC particles? Also, brain activity itself is thought information, which is generated by the brain's electrical signals.
それを周囲に伝播させる性質を持っています。
The tips I can read on my own later. I just want to keep going with the story for now. As this thought information is transmittable to the outside.
通常の会話に例えるなら、空気を媒介に声が伝わるように、素粒子を媒介に思考が伝わるっていう感じかしら。
In a similar fashion to you use your voices. Your voice uses the air as an intermediary in normal conversation. Your thoughts use these elementary particles as an intermediary.
ただ、もちろん思考によって生まれる情報のエネルギーはごくごく小さなもの。
Yes, cheers. I'm getting to that, Miss Collider. Now shut up and let me teach my class. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Though obviously the information energy created from thoughts is extremely minuscule. Okay, here we go, let's see.
脳から離れた BC 粒子は瞬く間にエネルギーを拡散し、思考の情報も消えてしまいます。
When BC particles leave the brain, their energy diffuses in the blink of an eye, causing the thought information to disappear as well.
普通なら他者に思考を伝えるなんてできっこありませんが、
Normally, it'd be impossible to use this method to convey your thoughts to others, but
それを可能にできるのがあなたたちコミュニケーターなのよ。
it is possible to for certain individuals, namely the communicators.
脳のこの部位を使ってね。
You use this part of the brain here.
人の脳のこの辺り、前頭前野と呼ばれる場所には BC レセプターという器官がありま
Here
す。
we go. Now, probably only certain people have that. Is this part of the human brain? The prefrontal cortex has an organ called the BC receptor. Would it be called a separate organ? Wouldn't it be like an area of the brain? Or is it like a separate organ that's inside the brain?
この器官はかつては何に使われているのかよくわからない細胞器官だったのだけど、
The function of this organ was once unknown, but
これが BC の送信受信を行っているということが近年になり解明されました。
in recent years, its use in the transmission and reception of BC has been clarified.
BC レセプターの構造および成長性は生まれつき遺伝子によって定められています。それが適正度を決定づけ、
Your BC receptor structure and capacity for growth is determined at birth by genetics. This is what determines your aptitude. Yeah, that makes sense.
どのくらい意識的に活用できるかということが能力レベルを決定づけるわけです。
And the extent to which you can consciously use it is what determines your ability level. I see. So in other words, the BC receptor in mind ray is apparently quite different than an ordinary person.
That said, he could not understand at all how that would actually allow them to use BC. But just as if she had not seen through him, and it continues. I know what you are thinking, Natsuhiko, and I am getting to that!
では次にテレパシーを使用する時のプロセスを段階的に説明します。
Now then, allow me to explain step by step the process that occurs with telepathy.
まず最初にテレパシーの使用者は声を送りたい相手の固有の波形を知覚します。
First, the telepathy user perceives the characteristic brain waveform of the target the user wants to send their voice to. How do they do that?
固有の波形というのは BC レセプターに常に流れ続けている電流のパターンで人それぞれ固有のものです。
The characteristic brain waveform is the pattern of the electric current that constantly flows through your PC receptor. It varies from person to person.
そのパターンもまた BC 粒子を媒介に周囲にもわずかに伝播します。コミュニケーターじゃなくてもね。
Oh, interesting. So basically, the BC receptor organ kind of converts the electrical signals in your brain to BC particles, or rather, when the electrical signals in your brain go through the BC organ, a distinct pattern of BC particles are released that's unique to your own thoughts. So I guess theoretically, they could kind of fake it, I guess, if you really wanted to. I mean, not obviously fake the whole power thing, but I mean, basically artificially send out a telepathic wave. Because, basically recreate the BC organ and kind of just sending specific electrical signals, but that would take an immense understanding of what constitutes language and thoughts in terms of these electrical signals, so that would require an immense amount of study. Oh my god, I gotta read Jesus' comment. Oh, Natsuhiko! Look at those two communicators are puckering their lips at one another! Doesn't that remind you of a certain Goyle named for what you see every day?
Yuri?
No! Thank you, GAs. Interesting, so you don't have to be a communicator to transmit through this organ, only to receive. I see. The pattern is also mediated by BC particles and is faintly transmitted to your surroundings, even if you're not a communicator.
誰でも脳が活動している限り、ほんのわずかな情報エネルギーが周囲にダダ漏れになっているの。
Everyone with a functioning brain leaks out a minute amount of information energy.
普通は知覚できないような本当に小さなエネルギーだけど、コミュニケーターはそれを知覚できちゃいます。
It is a truly minute amount of energy that most people cannot perceive, but communicators can.
このパターンを知覚し、利用することでテレパシーに思考性を与えることができるの。つまり、送信相手を特定できるってわけ。
By perceiving a target's pattern, you can use it to give your telepathy directionality. Basically, you can selectively specify who receives it.
電話に例えると、相手の電話番号を知るようなものね。
In terms of a phone call, it's akin to knowing someone's phone number.
さて、 固有脳波計を知覚したら今度はそれを強く意識します。
So is this like, are they quantumly linked? Like how instantaneous is this travel? What is the speed of a BC particle? Stop asking questions! Okay, I'm sorry. So after you perceive the target's characteristic brain waveform, you concentrate strongly on it.
すると自分の固有脳波計と相手の固有脳波計が BC 粒子に作用を及ぼし、
Doing so causes your characteristic brain waveform and that of the target to interact with atmospheric BC particles. I wonder, how small is a BC particle? If a BC particle could be stopped by a certain metal field of some kind, or like a certain type of metal plating, then they must be fairly large not to be able to get through those bonds. Certainly larger than electron or definitely larger than like a neutrino size, which can go through, neutrinos can go through basically anything. So also, if these particles are indeed dark energy is characterized by not interacting with normal matter. So somehow these organs are able to interact with it without it interacting with any other normal matter. And doing so causes your characteristic brain waveform and that of the target to interact with atmospheric BC particles.
離れたところにある2つの脳が BC 粒子を媒介に接続されます。
Thereby establishing a remote brain-brain connection mediated by the BC particles.
電話に例えると相手と電話がつながった状態ってところかしら。
In terms of a phone call, it's perhaps the same as connecting to the other person's line.
あとは送信相手に伝えたいメッセージを強く強く強く念じると
As then, you concentrate very, very, very hard on the message you want to send to your target. Can I say that? If I had read this as a little kid, like I would just be trying to do that all the time. Like seriously, it's like, you know how like when you're a little kid, like, and when characters go through like training and shit in shows, like you want to try to do it yourself to see if you can awaken powers. Like, if I had read this kind of thing as a little kid, you can bet I would have been trying to do this, like follow along with her lessons and everything. Seriously. Message you want to send to your target.
コミュニケーターの脳内で BC レセプターが激しく活動を始めます。
And the BC receptor inside the communicator's brain begins to work hard.
そして通常時はごくわずかな情報エネルギーが数千倍から数億倍にまで増幅されます。
Interesting. Which amplifies the normally minute information energy in the brain and the air from several thousand to several hundred million times.
増幅されたエネルギーは BC 粒子を媒介にして相手の脳内の BC レセプターにまで届き
The amplified energy is sent in the form of BC particles to the BC receptor in the target's brain.
聴覚野に神経伝達物質を分泌させ頭の中に声を響かせるのです。
So yeah, I guess that really means that if you're deaf, you can't do this, right?
which causes the auditory complex to secrete neurotransmitters that make it sound like a voice is inside their head. Oh my god, jeez. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Wow. The fact that the truth is capitalized like that is just the icing on the cake. Oh god. Oh my god. Seriously. That's hilarious. Oh my god. How would something this obscure even find its way onto a site like that? Like, aren't they too busy saying Pokemon is the devil or something like that? Like, those kinds of sites. Like, seriously, how would they even find out about something like that? That's amazing. GH just comes in on, like, a religious review site somehow, some way finding this game. I don't know the fuck how. Seriously. Oh, that's interesting that they liked it overall, though, in spite of it, but seriously. Wow. I don't know how the fuck they would find this game. I'm just gonna take a quick bathroom break. I will be right back. Alright, we are back! So yeah, based on this, it appears that if you were a deaf person, regardless of how much BC aptitude you had, then you couldn't actually use the telepathy, since the whole point of that is that it stimulates the auditory complex.
電話に例えれば、電話相手に話しかけた状態ね。
In terms of a phone call, it would actually be talking to the person on the phone.
以上、3ステップ。これがテレパシーの発現プロセスよ。
Those are the 3 steps to the process of expressing telepathy. Just about everybody who had dealt with BC
I'd heard at least a little about the process. But Salyu kept nodding as she listened intently.
つまりコミュニケーターは脳内で情報エネルギーを生成できるということ？
So you're saying that communicators can generate information energy inside their brains?
それは無から有を生み出しているように思える。
That sounds like you're creating something out of nothing.
それがそうでもないのよね。
Yep, I
実
thought
は
so.
コミュニケーターが BC を使うときは運動時と同様カロリーを消費しているのよ。
That's badass. Using psychic powers to lose weight. Oh my god! That would be incredible!
That is not exactly the case. Actually, when a communicator uses BC, it consumes calories just like exercise does.
情報エネルギーを生成するために体内の熱エネルギーを使ってるってわけ。
Essentially, to create information energy, you need to convert it from the body's heat energy.
Wow! That would be so cool! You could exercise with your psychic powers. I wonder how much calories you could burn by doing that. Like, just by like talking and shit. That's amazing. Essentially talking, you know, with your mind. That's awesome. I wish that was real.
え？じゃあテレパシー使い続ければダイエットできるんですか？
Mashiro! My girl! Oh my god! Huh? So making a diet by using telepathy all day?
そう考える人は多いけど、大抵は痩せる前に脳が疲れて集中力も落ち、テレパシー自体使えなくなっちゃうみたい。
Many people are under that impression. But before you can actually affect or evade, your brain usually tires out and loses concentration, rendering you incapable of continuing telepathy.
God damn it!
ち、残念。
Yes! Too bad!
まあ、
Seriously,
念じるこ
god
とで
damn
情
it.
報エネルギーを操作できるコミュニケーターたちは、ある意味、マクスウェルの悪魔に近い存在かもしれない。
Well, in any case, since communicators can process information energies through concentration, they are in a sense similar to Maxwell's demon.
だけど結局は、無から有は生み出せないの。あくまでさえ宇宙の法則に反することができないようにね。
But in the end, you cannot create something out of nothing. Not even demons can break universal laws.
なるほど。理解した。コミュニケーターも普通の人間の範疇だと。
I understand now. So communicators are still just a category of normal human beings.
Even Salyu nodded in agreement with Anna's words.
もっともそういう体の仕組みや原理を全く知らなくても、テレパシーなどを使えるコミュニケーターは多いわ。
There are quite a few communicators who can use telepathy despite not knowing a thing about its underlying mechanisms or theories.
I do wonder if she hasn't talked about untargeted. How does that work in this case if you need to know somebody's, quote unquote, phone number, mental phone number, or brain pattern? How does the untargeted work out?
「人が呼吸をするとき、肺や横隔膜の作用を理解してなくても自然と呼吸できるのと同じね。
In the same way, you don't need to understand the physiology of the lungs and diaphragm to breathe.
だけど実は失敗しやすいのがその前のプロセスなのよ。
But the part those communicators easily fail at is the process that precedes the actual telepathy.
つまり対象者の固有脳波形を知覚し、テレパシーに指向性を与えること。
Here we go. Thank you.
See if you would just be patient. And that is perceiving the target's characteristic brain waveform and giving their telepathy directionality.
これが正しくできていないと、テレパシーはダダ漏れになってしまう。
Unless you get this step correct, your telepathy will leak everywhere.
周囲にいる人の誰もが そのメッセージを耳にしてしまうの。
Everyone in the vicinity will hear your message. Interesting. Okay. So is that as it seems, it's actually easier to do it in like a freaking radius.
BC を使えない先生が言うのもなんですけど、これってうるさいので好きじゃないわ。
No, I know. I'm saying this as someone who can't use BC, but leaky telepathy is annoying, so I don't like it.
やっぱりスマートなテレパシーが好きよ。愛の告白も密談も筒抜けってのはテレパシーの意味がないもの。
What I do like is smart use of telepathy. If others hear your confessions of love or others have private talk, it ruins the purpose of telepathy. And as a remark, reminded Natsuko of business as usual at school. How telepathy would fly about at random, and how Enna would have to use the intercom to warn against it.
True, it really is annoying.
The moment that thought crossed Natsuko's mind, Enna fiddled with the computer once more.
と、そこでエニアグラムの登場です。
Oh my god, they're connecting this to it. And with that, let's now introduce the Enneagram. Oh my god. Oh, so it's actually coming into the canon. Wow. Huh. And with that, a diagram of a regular 9-pointed star appeared on the screen. Hello, Hollow Mirage. Welcome to the stream. It was a figure often seen in BC practice.
今さらエニアグラムって思うかもしれないけど、やっぱり初心は大事ですからね。
Now you might be asking, the Enneagram again. But the basics are always important.
今日はこれを使って練習をしてみましょう。
Today, let's start practicing with this in mind. It looks like all of today's Let's Play will just be that flashback in the beginning and Enna's huge lesson. I'm definitely gonna have to change the title. More like an anagram, am I right?
Mashiro, please stop.
Oh, whatever, it was freaking funny!
No, it wasn't.
Thank you, GAs. Oh, let me just go ahead and edit the title, because clearly this episode is not about Mashiro. I'm just gonna change the title to something more appropriate. There we go. Because that's what apparently this whole episode is gonna be. Her lesson here, besides the part in the beginning. And oh, they also had the moment back in the present time. Salyu looked at the figure quizzically and muttered,
エニアグラム
Enneagram.
あら、フランスではこの図形を使った BC 訓練法は浸透してないのかしら。
Hmm? Is the figure not widespread in French method of BC training programs? Yeah.
そう。じゃあいい機会ですから改めて説明するわね。
I see. Well then, let me use this opportunity to explain it once again for you and the audience.
皆さんもよく聞いて。知識を確かなものにするように。
Everyone else listen closely too, to make sure you know it front and back. Anna then began to explain the figure.
本来この図は別の用途で生まれたものなんだけど、BC の訓練ではこれを固有脳波形を9種類に大別した図として用います。
This figure was originally created for another purpose. You mean a personality test? Shut up! But now we use it in BC training to classify the 9 types of characteristic brain waveforms.
固有脳波形は人それぞれでも、どれもこの9種からそうずれることはないわ。せいぜい個人差レベルの話。
Even though the characteristic brain waveform varies from person to person, they don't deviate too far from these 9 types.
It's mostly minor individual variations.
三宮さんもこのどれかに分類されるはずよ。
You should fall into one of these 9 types as well, Miss Sanomiya.
なるほど、理解した。
I understand now. Salyu nodded deeply at Anna's explanation.
つまりそれをひな形として送信相手の脳波形を知覚する。個人差については適
Oh,
宜
that's interesting.
誤差
So
を修正するということだと。
it's a bit of a cheat sheet. I see. Because it's a 1 in 9 chance that someone else with that same Enneagram type as the person that you're wanting to target is going to be, you know, in the room with you. So you basically use that as a... That's got to be annoying without being able to write it down, though, because I don't think there's any way to physically conceptualize this. Like, keeping, like, a sort of an address book of people you want to contact telepathically. Like, you can't really write each person's Enneagram-specific thingy down. So basically you can use this as a model to perceive your target's brain waveform. From there you can adjust for individual variation, right?
さすがね、三宮さん。つまりエニアグラムは BC 初心者向けの脳波知覚ガイドってところよ。
Very perceptive of you, Miss Sanomiya. The Enneagram is indeed a BC beginner's guide to perceiving brain waveforms.
ちなみにこの固有脳波形はその人の個性に対応すると言われているの。
Incidentally, a person's characteristic brain waveform is said to reflect that person's personality.
これを知覚することはその相手を理解し心を通わせることの第一歩なのかも。なんて言うとこじつけっぽいかしら。
Oh, Anna is a romantic, and she's also a scientist. Like, girl, woo! I know exactly. My freaking professors always used to nag at me whenever I would do that, but I'm glad that you can do it at least, Anna. When I used to talk about the scientific concepts romantically, that was like one of the things I always got marked down for when I was reviewed. Although they liked the work I did. Receiving someone's waveform could help you understand them and serve as the first step to forming an emotional bond. Though it might be a little forced to say that much. Anna smiled wryly before addressing the students.
というわけで皆さん、今日は特に思考性に気をつけながらテレパシーの練習をしましょう。
Anyway, class, let's practice telepathy with a particular focus on directionality today.
それじゃ例によって2人1組になってね。
So, as always, split up into groups of 2, okay? And with that, students turned to their neighbors and began practicing. Now Seiko is about to partner with Mashiro, but
おっと、これじゃあサリュが余っちゃうな。
oh wait, that means Salyu's missing a partner.
一人では練習できない。ならば寝ていよう。
Oh no, it's nothing serious is being written up, Void Dweller. It's just something that my professors noted and kind of chuckled at and, like, you know, spoke of in, like, when they talked about it, they said it in, like, you know, a kind of, you know, looking down upon way. Like, I never got, like, in trouble for it, but they just, like, said it with a sigh when they noticed it. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Can't practice alone, so I'll go to sleep.
ダメだよ、サリュー。
Hey, you can't do that, Salyu!
Mashiro turned her head and spoke to Anna.
先生、ここは三宮さんも含めて3人1組でいいですか？
Oh, Miss Anna, can we form a group of 3 to include Miss Sanomiya?
もちろんよ。
Of course.
そうだ。鳥羽さんはテレパシーはマスターしてるはずだから天川くんたちの指導をしてくれる？
Ah, that's right.
I believe you've already mastered telepathy, Miss Toba. So you could lead Mr. Tenkawa and Miss Sanomiya for me. Oh yeah? You hear that, Natsuko? I'm a telepathy master, and that's straight from the teacher.
はーい、任せてくださ
Yes, ma'am. Leave it to me.
い。よかった。それじゃお願いするわね。
Good. Please begin then. And with that, Anna started to look around the classroom. Mashiro smirked and turned to Natsuko and Salyu.
い。よし、それじゃあ始めよっか、二人とも。
Okay then, let's get things started, guys!
なんか張り切ってるな。指導って言ったって適当でいいんじゃないか。
You so seem enthusiastic. Look, I know she said to lead us, but you don't really need to do anything special, right?
何さ、夏彦。教官に向けてその口の聞き方は。
What's that, Natsuko? Talking back to your senior drill instructor, are we? Tan hut!
教官？
Senior drill instructor?
As Natsuko spoke in confusion, Mashiro puffed up her distant pride.
そう、私が貴様らの BC 教官を任命された鳥羽真白仙人軍曹である。
I am Gunnery Sergeant Mashiro Toba, your senior BC drill instructor!
これから口でクソ垂れる前と後にさーとつけろ。わかったか、ひよっこども。
From now on, the first and last words out of your filthy sewers will be so! Do you babies understand that? Those were lines from a famous war movie, yep, Full Metal Jacket. Though she did try to tone down the language, yep. Yes, she did.
真白が急に怖くなった。なぜ？
Mashiro got scary all of a sudden. Oh, why's that?
いいからさあイエスサーとか言っとけ。そうすりゃこいつも満足するから。
God, Mashiro, you are a treasure.
Just play along and say, sir, yes, sir. That's the only way to please her when she gets like this.
わかった。さあ、イエスサー。
Okay. Sir, yes, sir.
よろしい。それでは早速訓練を始める。
Good. Then let's commence training on the double. It's because she's quoting a movie, Void Dweller. She's quoting Full Metal Jacket. Yeah, seriously. Jeez, the game would have been rated AO if Mashiro had used the original language. Mashiro faced Natsuko and Salyu as she spoke.
それでは最初は目の前の相手の脳波形を知覚してみろ。
First, perceive each other's brainwave forms.
どんなひよっこコミュニケーターでも集中すれば必ずできる。やってみろ。
Even baby communicators can do it if they try. Now move it.
さあイエスサー。
Sir, yes, sir.
Natsuko played along for the time being as he focused on Salyu in front of him.
Oh, this is the only part I'm good at.
He shut his eyes and sharpened his senses. And eventually... Oh wow, was it like a magic circle or some shit? Jesus Christ. Salyu's characteristic brain waveform flickered in the back of Natsuko's mind.
I saw it. It's type 4.
It's the waveform of artists and eccentrics. He was quite varied from the archetypal... Hers was quite varied from the archetypal characteristics, but he somehow managed to perceive it correctly. Natsuko opened his eyes and spoke to Salyu.
知覚できたよ。サリュはタイプ4だ。
I perceived it. You're a type 4, Salyu.
It is not a comedy. Void Dweller. Not in any way, shape, or form. Salyu opened her eyes wide as Natsuko pointed at the Enneagram.
そうなの？初めて知った。
Is that so? Never knew that.
サリュはどうだ？僕の脳波を知覚できた？
What about you, Salyu? Did you perceive my waveform?
Oh, hello, Frou-Frou. I've seen some of your comments. Oh, thank you for watching Naomi Neko videos. Welcome to the stream. We're gonna end soon.
多分 あれだと思う。
Probably. I think it's that one. Salyu pointed to the upper part of the Enneagram.
さすがサリュも早いな。そう、僕はタイプ7だ。
Wow, so you really are a quick learner. That's right, I'm a type 7.
Natsuko didn't quite understand why it was his classification. It was said to be the brain waveform of enthusiastic people.
Well, I guess predicting personality with brainwaves is kind of like predicting with blood types. That is, it's not that accurate at all.
As Natsuko pondered, Mashiro spoke with satisfaction.
さすがだな二人とも。よろしい。貴様らは今をもってひよっこを卒業した。
Today, you people are no longer babies! Today, you are communicators! You're part of a brotherhood!
え、卒業早くないか？
Huh? Boot camp over already?
いや、この喋り方疲れるからさ、普通に戻ろうかなって。
Nah, well, it's tiring to keep talking like that, so I just want to go back to normal.
そうしてくれると助かる。
That helps a lot.
いやいや、失敬。
No, no, that hurts. Mashiro laughed out loud before continuing.
それじゃ次は実際にテレパシーを送信してみようか。
Now then, why don't we try actually communicating through telepathy?
テレパシーのコツは心から強く念じることだよ。
The trick to telepathy is to concentrate hard with all your mind.
思ってもいないことよりも心底思ってることの方がやりやすいかも。
So it might be easier to go with something you feel from the bottom of your heart rather than something you don't really mean.
なるほど。心底思ってることか。
I see. So something I feel from the bottom of my heart, huh?
As Natsuko pondered that trick, Salyu tugged on his sleeve.
夏彦、やってみて。
Natsuko, try it.
ああ、じゃあ早速。
Okay then, let's get to it.
Natsuko concentrated to the best of his ability.
I'm starving. Maybe the rice gruel was too good with helping digestion. I hope class ends soon so we can have lunch already.
He intended to send the message that he truly felt from the bottom of his heart. No matter how desperately concentrated. Salyu said nothing and her expression didn't change at all.
どう？僕のテレパシー届いた？
So, did you get my telepathy?
まったく。
Not at all.
そうか。やっぱりか。
I see, I knew it.
He really was bad at PC. Just telepathy he used 3 days ago was looking more and more like some sort of fluke.
焦らず交代で練習してみようよ。それじゃあ今度はサリュがやってみて。
Stay patient and take turns practicing. Salyu, you're up next.
了解した。
Roger. Salyu put her hand up to her temple.
She looks serious.
That was their first time seeing Salyu use BC. Natsuko watched in bated breath to see the extent of her ability.
お腹減った。
I'm hungry. That's the voice he heard. But it wasn't information firing off in his brain, but her natural voice passing through her lips.
サリュ、声出てるよ、声。
Salyu, you spoke out loud, you know?
そう。
Yes. Salyu calmly answered Mashiro's question.
もしかしてサリも BC 苦手なのか？
Wait, Salyu? Are you perhaps bad at BC too?
I don't think she's bad, because why else would she be brought over here specifically? Gonna get that Salyu point. So much of the Enneagrams in Route B are just one person, so it's super easy to get points that way.
苦手。うん。おおむね。
Bad. Yes, essentially.
そうなのか。
I see.
School naturally attracted students who wanted to become great communicators. people who were fully aware of how bad they were at BC, like Natsuko and Salyu, were a tiny minority. That alone was enough to make him feel genuine camaraderie.
やっぱり誰にでも弱点はあるものだな。
I guess everyone really does have a weak spot after all, huh?
うるさい。
Shut up.
違う違う。バカにしたわけじゃないよ。
No, no. I wasn't making fun of you or anything.
むしろちょっとほっとしたっていうか。
I guess I'm a little relieved, actually.
Oh god, what did I do? I didn't... Salyu looked on dubiously as Natsuko tried to gloss things over, and that's when Anna spoke up to them.
あら、三宮さん BC は苦手だったかしら。
Oh my, Miss Salomia. Are you not good with BC?
そうみたいですよ。
That appears to be the case. Unless she's faking it, so she can hide her true skills or something.
そう。
She could definitely use it
で
very
も
well.
三宮さんの適正度は D ランクだと聞いてるわ。
She could definitely use it very well in a couple of days. I see. But I heard Miss Nonomiya had a rank D aptitude. Aptitude was, in a sense, a communicator's talent or latent ability. Rank D aptitude was fifth from the top. It was the lowest aptitude among students at this school, but
練習次第でちゃんとテレパシーなども身につくはずだけど。どう？
you should be able to master telepathy depending on how you train. So how about you?
実はテレパシーも使用困難。もともと BC が苦手な上に体調に左右される。
Actually, I have trouble using telepathy. Not only am I bad at BC, but it's also dependent on my physical condition.
うん今日は調子悪いのか
Hmm? Are you not feeling well today?
そう。使えないときは全く使えない。
Oh my god!
特に生理中とかは。
Salyu! Oh, Salyu, you can't say things like that out loud! Yes, when I can't use it, I can't use it at all. Especially during menstruation and stuff. Oh my god, Salyu.
え
Huh?
Salyu! Why the fuck would you say that out loud? Natsuko and the others were taken aback by her abrupt use of that word.
そう。まああまり無理はしないでね。
I see. Well, try not to push yourself, okay? Anna forced a stiff smile and let them be.
あのね、サリュー。よくないよ、そういう話を男子の前でするの。
You know, Salyu, I don't think it's good for you to say stuff like that in the presence of boys.
そうなの？わかった。自重する。
Really? Okay, I'll be careful.
ああそれがいい
Yes, that would be for the best.
Natsuko once again began to think about she really was an odd girl.
どうやら二人とも大体同じレベルみたいだね。
So I guess you two are on the same level, huh?
じゃあちょいとこの真っ白軍曹がお手本を披露しましょうか。
In that case, let Gunnery Sergeant Mashiro here show you a textbook example.
まあいいかもなサリュのために
Sure, that sounds like it'd be good for Salyu.
お願いしたい。
Please do.
オッケー。それじゃあ自分の訓練も兼ねていろんなテレパシーをやってみせてあげるよ。
Oh my god, jeez. Okay, then I'll do some pre-actives myself and show you guys a bunch of different types of telepathy. Mashiro took out her ParaPsychology textbook as she spoke. There were several BC skill training methods written in there. For example, according to the text, the best shortcut to improving telepathy skill is to actually use that ability.
それじゃあテレパシー上達マニュアルパート15。抽象思考の送信。
So it's basically just like EXP. So, start with Telepathy Improvement Manual Part 15, Transmitting Abstract Thoughts.
これは言語化できない思考を送る訓練だよ。
practice, but send thoughts that can't be expressed in words.
言語化できない思考
Thoughts that can't be expressed in words? Words. Not words. Oh. Words. That's what I said! Words! What are you talking about?
例えば嬉しい感情とか悲しい思いとか言葉じゃ伝えにくい抽象的なメッセージを送るってこと。
For example, you can send the abstract messages that are hard to describe, like happy feelings or sad emotions.
というわけで今から私いろんな感情をテレパシーで送ってみるよ。二人とも目つぶって受信に集中して。
So with that said, I'll try sending you guys some different emotions through telepathy. Close your eyes and concentrate on receiving.
はい、
はい
Yes.
Yes. Natsuko and Salyu closed their eyes, and eventually Mashiro's voice rang out in their heads.
はい。じゃあまず和むような感情から。
Okay. First, I'll start out with a calm emotion.
夏彦サリュの順番で連続送信していくよ。
First, I'll send it to Natsuko and then to Salyu. And then a gentle feeling welled up from the bottom of their hearts. Oh, that is adorable. You could literally send someone good vibes.
なんかほっとするな。
Wow.
I feel kind of relaxed.
At the same time, though, that's an incredibly powerful ability because you could literally send someone negative feelings to have them fucking depress them to death. Dang. Like a powerful BC user could send an untargeted negative emotion to literally just torture people to death using like incredible sadness or suffering or like anger, oh my god. You could legit become godlike power. Hilarious, OA.
ほんわかしてきた
I feel all snuggly.
でしょでしょ。ちなみに私は基本的にいつもこんな気分だよ。
Wow, Mashiro. That is lovely. I know, right? By the way, this is generally how I always feel. That is lovely,
そ
Mashiro.
れじゃあ次は悲しい感情。
Next up is a sad emotion. Oh, wow. This is kind of terrifying. Yeah, seriously, a powerful BC user could literally just flat out floor, like just single-handedly like walk through a place and just floor everybody using an untargeted telepathy thing. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, my god. The moment Mashiro said that, the pit of Natsuko's heart was torn out. You seriously, Burn Castle. If Salyu is bad at BC, then why is she over here? That is a very good question. She seems physically adept.
これはそのなんだ
What is
泣き
this?
そうになるな。
I want to cry now.
この間お財布落とした時のことを思い出してるんだよ。送ってる私も泣きそうだよ。
This is how I felt when I dropped my wallet the other day. It makes me want to cry just sending it to you.
はい、そんじゃあ気を取り直して。お次は恋する気持ちを
Oh my god!
よ。
How do you know that, Mashiro. Oh my god. Wow. This is some real power right here. Okay, time to pull ourselves big together. Next I'll send you what it feels like to fall in love. Oh my god, wow. Holy shit. Like, someone could even become addicted to this. Like, it could basically become like, Artanalico here, where you could pay somebody to psychically make you feel better. Like, my god. Like, the potential criminal and work-related use for something like this is insane. Right after he heard those words, Natsuko felt his heart clench.
甘ったるくて切なく、しかし情熱的な。
Whoa, it's so mushy and saccharine, yet so passionate.
これは真白自身の恋する気持ちなの？
Mashiro, is this how you yourself feel when you're in love?
のんのん、これは一昨日読んだ恋愛漫画を回想することで私の脳内に想起されたイメージです。
Ah, no, this is what I imagined as I read a romance manga the day before yesterday.
ってお前、何読んだんだこれ？
Wait, what the hell kind of manga did you read to get this?
ずいぶん大人っぽいというか、少しエロティックな感じも。
It feels so adult, and well, a little erotic too. No more questions! No.
秘密。まあ、サリにはまだ早い内容なのは間違いないね。
That's a secret. Though it's true its content might be a little too mature for Salyu, though. So I'm not gonna tell you the title. And with that, Mashiro's telepathy performance came to a close.
とまあ、こんな塩梅だよ。
And well, that's how it goes.
どうだったかな、二人とも。熟練者のテレパシーは。
How was it, guys? What do you think of exploit level telepathy? I'm pretty damn strong, aren't I? I'm kind of badass.
とても不思議な感覚。
It felt quite mysterious.
故郷でこんな優れたコミュニケーターに会ったことはない。初めての体験だった。真白はすごい。
I never met such a skilled communicator back home. That was a first. You're amazing, Mashiro. Aw, shucks!
ああ、テレパシーについてはますます上達したな。
Yes, you're getting better and better at telepathy, huh?
鍛えてますから。
It's all thanks to my brain training!
まあ、こうして上達すればね、コミュニケーターにしかできないコミュニケーションが可能になるってわけだよ。
Well, just goes to show that if you train hard enough, you gain access to communication that only communicators can use. On the other hand, I could see that how you could easily create a new type like society where regular humans would feel threatened by communicators. And some communicators might feel they're superior to other people because they can connect with each other on a level deeper than most people could via direct emotional connection, like conveying their emotions directly without words or gestures, just like their pure thoughts, their pure emotion. So they might even view themselves as superior beings like that. So I could see, unless things are handled very delicately, I could see some trouble in this world's future, some kind of conflict.
面白い。他にはどんなことができるの？
Interesting. What else is possible? Same for Castle. I didn't expect Mashiro to be that badass. Like, holy shit.
例えばそうだね、複雑な論理思考の送信とか。
Huh, let's see. Well, there's stuff like transmitting complex logical thought processes.
それじゃあちょっとテキストを見ながら円周率を送信します。
Okay, so let me look at the text for a bit. As I sent you the value of pi.
Mashiro! Holy shit. Is this the same anime-obsessed girl I knew?
Yes, it is. Just goes to show you can't read a book by its cover, even if you've known me for years. As Mashiro said this, a long string of numbers pounded Natsuko's brain.
3.141592654346279264338239438327950228.
3.11559256335333234338327950288.
うわ、これはなんか気持ち悪いな。
Oh, that feels kind of gross.
でもこれは普通の言葉でも伝えられることのように思える。
But I'm pretty sure you can still convey this with normal words.
まあ口で説明するより多少時間が節約できるかなって程度だね。
Well, it's at least a convenience since it takes less time than explaining it verbally.
だけどこういう地道なトレーニングが一番効果的なんだってさ。
But it's most effective to do simple, straightforward training like this. The truth was that outside of her training time with Natsuko, Mashiro would work hard at this sort of practice. And as a result, her telepathy precision increased, and she became capable of many different types of telepathic applications.
とにかく極めれば面白い能力だから二人ともやる気出して頑張ってみよう。
At any rate, it's an extremely interesting ability, so Yoto should get into it and try hard too.
まずは至近距離の親しい相手への言語送信からね。
First, let's start with point-blank range transmission to a familiar target.
さあ、イエス
イエス
さ
Sir, yes, sir.
Sir, yes, sir.
I had no idea Salyu was not good at telepathy, but we saw her in the present day able to use it pretty well. Like, holy shit. Like, that's incredible power somebody could have. Like, you could easily see this used for, like, military applications in a completely horrifying manner. You'd have to insulate buildings with this BC blocking material to prevent attacks with it. At Mashiro's suggestion, the two of them began telepathy practice a little more seriously than usual. But in the end, before either Natsuko or Salyu could successfully send a single message, the first hour of class came to an end.
頑張ってみたけどやはり難しい。
I tried my best, but it's still hard.
なかなか道のりは厳しいな。
Looks like we've still got a tough journey ahead of us, huh?
まあまあじっくりやっていこうよ。
No, just take it nice and slow. Your gunnery sergeant Mashiro will see you through. As they were having that conversation, Anna addressed the students.
皆さん、今の授業で気になるところやわからない点があったら質問を受け付けるわよ。
I think this is a good place to stop for now, but wow. Yeah, it's already been past 2.5 hours, but holy fuckberries. Dang. Mashiro. Oh my god, maybe the original title of this episode wasn't too far off the mark after all. Like, holy shit. Mashiro's a fucking god. Diggity dang to dang. Just imagine how powerful Yuri is if Mashiro can do that. So maybe my thoughts before about Yuri unleashing possibly a planet-wide blast in vengeance for being experimented on aren't too off the mark as part of like a climax to this story. Like, oh my god. Jesus Louises Creases. Some fascinating stuff we learned today. We'll continue this on Friday. So, in the we'll continue Umineko Tsubasa on Thursday. So, until then, I will say so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You're all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.